I need you to know I did a whole video and didn't realize I wasn't recording. So hey besties, welcome back. And if you're new here, I'm Jess, and this is probably a show, but welcome. I'm mostly here to talk about books. I'm not very good at it, but I'm here to yap. I'm here to make friends, and you will feel comfortable here because I will not make anyone feel judged or anything like that because I have no room. I have no room to talk. I can barely speak as is. So anyway, as the year is closing up, I have listened to about 30 audiobooks this year. Best audiobook year I've ever had in my life, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't realize with my Audible subscription I had more than just one credit. Like in my mind, I got the 1 credit a month. You use that to get the book and that's it. That's all you get. In reality, with my subscription, there was like thousands of free books I could listen to at any time. So pray for me because I cannot figure anything out. If you're here to learn from me, learn from my mistakes, baby. I'm like a parent. Do as I say, not as I do. So I'll let you know as we go through if I listened to it for free or if I used a credit and greatly regretted it. But let's get started. Right off the bat, I listened to him. Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. This is a hockey romance. It's male-male romance. It's Teddy Hamilton, Jacob Morgan. Love them together. To me, those two are in love and they will always be in love. They belong together. So when I listen to audiobooks in which one of those characters is narrating another character, that's their work life. So like Jacob Morgan and Teddy Hamilton are always the two hockey players in my head. Like that's their set default. And then on their free time, they have to go to work. They got to make money somehow. Well, I guess they would just be hockey players. Well, they have a little side gig. Okay. And they go and they just narrate for other characters. And they're like, oh, this is my fun thing, but I'm going to go back to my husband at the end of this. And they go back together. They're in love in my head because that's how I heard the two of them. And that's just where they're stuck. You know what I mean? I think the next one I listened to was Priest. I've talked about this once. I will talk about it again. I love Father Bell. And the narrating on Father Bell was very good. I loved listening to this audiobook. Was the book good? I don't know. Like, I don't have an answer for you. I would say probably not, but the book was good. The girlies that get it, they get it. You know what I mean? Like, the book was good. The audiobook was good. I did not really like her, but I just pretended like she didn't exist. So I hope that helps. I did spend a credit on that. So obviously him and Priest spent a credit because I haven't learned yet. This is still during my like 1 credit a month era. I will let you know when we get to the free ones. All right. I listened to One Last Rainy Day because I'm a masochist. I already read Flock. I already read the Ravenhood series. I already know what happens. And then Kate was like, hey, Dom's book. And I said, hey, I'm scared. I made a TikTok about that once. I said, I'm too scared to read One Last Rainy Day because I know what happens. I know what's going to happen. And she commented and she said, this is your sign to read it. I think I said, I will send you my therapy bill because why would you do that to me? And sure shit, I still listened to it. And Ryan found me in a fetal position on the bed at the end of it. He was like, hey, honey, dinner's, oh, are you okay? No, I'm not okay. I knew this was going to happen and I still let her break me. All right, Kate. But yeah, so if you want to listen to that, highly recommend, but you have to read the Ravenhood series first. Like if you don't read that first, it's not going to make any sense to you. It has to be done last. Bad Sick Love. I've talked about this one a lot too. It was a great audiobook for anyone but me. Everybody loved that one. Well, maybe not. I'm sure there's people that didn't. I realize that I don't like that much degradation in my ears. I just don't like it. I've also learned this year, I don't like that much degradation to begin with. I'm a degradation with praise girly. You got to put them two together and I am feral. You put it on its own, I'm throwing hands. Okay. Like shut your mouth. Okay. Do not say that in my ear. I think he called her the B word like all the time. And I was like, on my daily walks, I was doing 75 hard. And I was just like, put the mic down. Bah, bah, bah. Okay. Call me bitch again. Let's see what happens. Arrow, cool your tits, buddy, because I don't need it. Had I read it, I might have done better. But the world will never know because I didn't. You know, that was on me. When you learn to start listening to the I think you can preview it. I need to do better about that because I've been triggered. Just not really. I'm not a triggered person. I don't read triggers, but I'm triggered. You know what I mean? Okay, I did the ACOTAR. I only did 2. I did ACOTAR and then A Court of Mist and Fury, and here's how it went. They were free. This is when I realized books were free on Audible. Hallelujah. Let's go. They said they were free until the end of May. I learned this on May 15th. I said, challenge accepted. Will I listen to 5,000 pages in 15 days? Of course I will. Liar. Not a single fucking chance. Someone was at my door. You think they want to learn about books? So I made it through 2. Okay, I made it through A Court of Mist and Fury. That's not it. Okay, I made it through ACOTAR, A Court of Thorns and Roses, as a single narration. Just the girl, she was just talking. And I was like, okay, cool, let's go. Not too bad. Don't understand how we end up liking some of these characters, but you know what? I'm gonna listen. I hated Tamlin right off the bat. Hated her sisters, hated her dad. I hated a lot of the characters. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have some faith. I'm gonna put some faith in the development. Second book, I was told, listen, girl, you gotta listen to the drama version. And I said, you know me, I love drama. I don't want to be in the drama, but I will be around it. That's fine. I want to hear it and I want to go home. You know what I mean? So I downloaded the drama version, and I'm gonna say this in the most honest way as possible. At first I was scared. I'm not gonna lie. I was scared. I was like, why is so much going on in my ears? Okay, we got music, we got wings, and we have caw-caws, and we got blah. It was horrible. At first I was like, hey, why is Tamlin grunting in my ear? Like, I'm going to be so real with you. Why is Tamlin grunting in my ear? He's like, yeah, Farrah, take it. And I'm like, can't deal with it. Until I realized it was, again, I just really hated Tamlin. Like, when Rhysand came up, I was like, oh, hey, how's it going? Things are good now. With Tamlin, though, I didn't like it. So, needless to say, in 15 days, I finished 2 books. I started the 3rd one. I don't know what it is. All I do know is somebody kept saying, I can't wait till you get to ACOTAR. And I responded and said, oh my God, there's an ACOTAR? Like, things are about to go down. No, it's called A Court of Wing and Ruin. And I'm embarrassed for myself. So, I dead thought in the book, they're like, we're going to war and we're gonna call it the ACOTAR. This is why I'm not allowed in the fantasy world. They don't let me in there. I'm not smart enough for that. I listened to Hopeless. I loved Bo. Hopeless, Elsie Silver was the last of the Chestnut Springs series, and I love Bo. I was waiting for Bo's book, and it was good. It wasn't my favorite. He is probably boy 4 out of the 5. Did I call him a boy? He is a man. My bad, Bo. Please forgive me. He's probably my second to least favorite, but I still love him. You know, like, good job, Bo. I feel like I thought Bo and Jasper would be my favorites in the series, and it turns out they were actually my least favorites. But I did really like the audiobook. Whoever narrates Bo does a great job. I think he also narrated My Favorite Holiday, or there was another one I listened to that I'm like, that's Bo. He just popped up. He's now doing candy cane making or whatever the heck they do in that book. So the audiobook was good. Just in the series, wasn't my favorite. I like the Wolf Hotel series. I did. I loved it as an audiobook. I ate that shit up. If you want like trash TV in your ears, that's it. I do laundry. I'll clean the house. And you just let me know what that girl's getting into, because I eat it up every day. I don't know what else to tell you. For the fans. For the freaking fans. This is Mailman Romance that was recommended to me like 8,000 times this year. It is supposed to be a 5-star read. Let me emphasize the read part, like eyeball reading. I started the area book. Oh, what is an area book? I don't know. I started the audio book. I did. I was very excited until I heard one of the male narrators, and I was like, what is happening to me right now? He was narrating for a 16-year-old kid, right? They're in high school, and I think it's like the mom gets married to the dad, and they each have a son, and like they're now gonna, whatever they do, I don't know what they do. I never got that far, because for some reason, the male narrator was narrating a 16-year-old's voice so bedroom breathy. It was such a turnoff. I couldn't do it. He was like, oh, my dad called me to come. You're 16. Don't talk like that. And that has to be so hard. That has to be so hard for a male, like a grown man, to narrate a child, right? But like I know in real life that he doesn't talk like that. There's no way. And if he does, you know what? Good for you. You are a grown man. But like 16. And in the same breath, I tried to start Wrong for Me by Megan Brandy. Highly recommended book as well. Didn't make it 3 minutes. I didn't even make it 3 minutes. It was a grown man, again, being a 10-year-old boy. And they try to talk like a 10-year-old boy. And I'm like, please don't. Just talk normal. I will understand, like, you are a grown man, just like narrating a 10-year-old boy. You don't have to act as a 10-year-old boy. Kind of like, I feel like people have the same problem when they're trying to be the girl, and it's just like too much. If you have a normal voice and you're like this, blah, 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 and then you try to be the girl and you're like, and now I'm like this, blah, 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 blah. I will understand, like, there was a little bit of change in octave. I get it's a female's part. You are a grown man. Like, you can't emphasize that way. Like, you're good. Just like a woman. Like, I don't want hi and blah, blah, blah to her to turn around and be like, like, go from like this to like, now I'm talking like this. And I'll understand that you just were playing two people. And I don't know, maybe I'm the only one that thinks that way, but like, I can understand like that it's unnecessary. I loved Lights Out. Lights Out, Lights Out, Lights Out. I've talked about this book so many times. And it's a great book. Like, it was very good, but I think this is one of those books, don't read the damn book. Listen to the book. It's so good. Jacob Morgan absolutely destroyed this book. This one's about like a guy that posts thirst traps on the internet, and she is so about it. And she actually used to hook up with his roommate and then sent one of his videos to the roommate and was like, let's do this tonight. And the roommate's like, ew, no. And so he sees that, finds her, stalks her, and then is just like the funniest thing. His internal monologue is so good. His banter is so good. Like, everything about it is so funny. Like, you have a stalker romance, but like, it's not really that much of a stalker romance. It's so funny. So dark romance comedy, I'm all for it. Little Stranger. Okay, since I didn't like That Sick Love, I knew this one would be hard for me. Again, it's Joe Arden. He's very vocal on like how he does things, so I was nervous. And I went to TikTok and I was like, y'all, should I read this or should I listen to it? And everyone's like, it is such a good audiobook. Like, you should listen to it. So I was like, okay. With that said, and knowing myself, like, dig deep, baby, a little bit of self-reflection, I'm going to read the book while I listen to the book. And then maybe that'll help. Like, I'm not trying to do other things. Like, I'm locked in. And that was such a good experience. That was so good. So that was my first immersive reading experience. Now I'm kind of obsessed with it. I'm not even gonna lie. It used to be I like to listen to audiobooks so I could get things done. And then I like to just relax and read. Now I want it all. I want to not get anything done. I don't want to do chores. I want to listen to my book and look at it at the same damn time. So I've created a monster. But that was a good time. I really did like that audiobook. Again, I can't speak as to what it would be like if you just listened to it with just your ears and not your eyeballs at the same time. But that's my input, you know? Holiday books. How My Neighbor Stole Christmas. How My Neighbor Stole... I can't say this. How My Neighbor Stole Christmas. And My Favorite Holiday. Both of these are like full cast narrations. Like, insane amount of money had to have gone into these books. And for that, top tier. And I know you're going to say, Jess, not every author can afford that. But that's perfectly fine. I get that. Like, I listen to dual narrations all the time, duet narrations all the time, full cast narrations all the time. And when I go into that, I recognize where the budget was, so I judge based off the budget. Does that make sense? Like, if you're in a dual narration, which I'm pretty sure is like the guy does everything on his side, the girl does everything on her side, I'm not gonna pit that audiobook against a duet narration, right? Because there was just a different budget. So I'm going to pit it against other dual narrations and see how the narrators handled the guys doing the girls' parts and the girls doing the guys' part, and see how that narrator does. So it's almost harder actually, like, to compare them, because there are going to be women narrators that do a better job of doing that part. And then the duets are going to be pitted against each other. I would never compare a duet to a full cast, because you have the same guy having to voice 8 different guys and try to figure out a different octave for each, remember what he used. Like, that's got to be so difficult. And then a full cast, to me, the author, like, yes, it's so freaking good, and the author deserves that because she did put more money in it. I don't know if any of that makes sense to you as far as like my thought process, but like, if you went out of your way and said, okay, I have 8 books coming out this year, I'm going to put all my money into this one audiobook and just make it that good, I love it. I eat that up every time. So both of those books, like, they were big books, they were thick boys, but as an audiobook, I just like flew through them. I listened to Hooked. I didn't mind the book. There's nothing wrong about the book. It was fun. Peter Pan, let's go. I did not get the Jersey accents. Like, I think it was the girls that had some Jersey accent going on, and I was like, nails on a chalkboard. And I've heard Jersey accents. I don't mind Jersey accents. There was just something about these ones. I was like, can you not? I did not pay for those. I did not pay for Hooked. Actually, in fact, I paid for a lot of these. A lot of the ones I loved, I paid for. Ones I did not pay for that I loved, okay? King series by T.M. Frazier. I loved those. Those were so good, so entertaining. How they voiced Preppy was fantastic. How they I think it was Bear and King, fantastic. The man's voice in that was so good. The female's voice was actually really good too. Sometimes you have like a really whiny like FMC paired with a good MMC and it kind of makes it rough, but no, those were really good. I also loved the Sick Boy series. The first one is Pretty Little Savage. At first, I did not like her voice. Like at first I was like, just like a deeper toned voice, which like some people love and that's perfectly fine. But for me, I was like, oh. But then I realized Avalon's a bad bitch. And so her voice actually like really, really killed that. The character matched the voice once I kind of learned the character. At first I was just like, it's a lot, but I ended up really, really liking that series. Okay, yeah. So these were not even all my audiobooks I read this year or listened to or whatever you want to call them. But these were some of the top ones I could come up with while I was thinking through these. So let me know below audiobooks you've listened to and you've loved, or which ones you've listened to and hated, so we know like which ones to steer clear from. Also, let me know who your favorite narrators are so that way I can search more books by them. Obviously, I love Teddy Hamilton. I love Jacob Morgan. But yes, comment below which one's your favorite. And if you'd like to see what some of my favorite books this year were, be sure to check out this video where I go through by month which one was my favorite books of the year. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. I'll see you next time.